on the sidelines. The 1980 Prep Bowl promised to be a classic matchup because both teams were considered by many to be the best defensive units in their respective leagues. Both teams had brilliant seasons, and both coaches are considered to be masters at what they do. As promised, the game turned out to be one that will long be remembered.
On Waianae's first series of downs, the Sea Riders converted on this third down when Michael Beasley hit James Woodard. The Sea Riders tried to sweep the left side, but Iolani was surrounded by Raiders. On third down, Michael Beasley put the ball in the air again. This time it is tipped, and Iolani's Iolani intercepts and makes a good return. Raider quarterback Matt Bright wanted to go upstairs as well, but Waianae's Roland Maneafainga applied the pressure, incomplete. But on the next play, Bright went to tight end Frank Lutu, and good for a first down. Then Bright tried to connect with Steve Wong in the corner 3 straight times. It fell incomplete every time. On fourth down, Iolani set up for a field goal try from 32, but the snap from center was high. Iolani ran the ball down, but the Sea Riders rode him down. The Red Raider defense came to play, and here threw the Sea Riders for a 2-yard loss. On the next play, Waianae quarterback Michael Beasley found himself surrounded by Raiders, and then on the next play, Tilson Kekua was able to shake one guy, but Scott Higa put the clamps on. Waianae was forced to punt. Iolani got the ball back. Now watch this catch by Iolani tight end Frank Lutu, but the ball is then fumbled, and Waianae's Roland Maneafainga recovers. When Iolani got the ball back, they got still another taste of Sea Rider defense. And when Matt Bright put the bomb up intended for Steve Wong, Robin Sarasoga was there to pick it off. But Waianae couldn't do much with it either. Here, Albert Tufano and the boys didn't give an inch. Waianae was forced to punt. Michael Beasley hit a boomer. Iolani's Derek Watanabe got leveled by Iolani, and the first quarter ends in a bruising defensive battle and a 0-0 score. In the second quarter, the Raiders were backed into a hole, but this Matt Bright to Frank Lutu pass got them room. Iolani called the end-around reverse to Steve Wong. He got good yardage. Then it was Bright to Wong on the quick out for a good gain. And then came the big play. Bright threw a perfect pass. Dirk Opao ran a perfect route, and the play went 54 yards for a touchdown. Here again is the same play on the ground level. Iolani added the extra point, and Iolani led 7-0. Good, solid Raider defense stopped Waianae on its next series. Iolani got the ball back, and this was Bright to Steve Wong. And then watch this effort by Randy Kobayashi. But a swarming Sea Rider defense snuffed out the drive. This sack by Ed Keala. With less than 2 minutes left in the half, Waianae got something going offensively. This was Michael Beasley to Tilson Kekua. Then Beasley threw a bullet to the speedy Kyle Kobashigawa, good for 28 yards. And then it was Beasley dumping off to James Woodard. Derek Watanabe made a touchdown-saving tackle. Pass interference gave Waianae a 1st and goal at the Raider 3. A Beasley pass misses intended for Kekua. 2nd down, a pass intended for Kobashigawa is broken up. 3rd and goal. Kekua is stopped for little, if any. Then, on 4th down, with just 10 seconds on the clock, Beasley rolled left and threw to Kobashigawa. Touchdown, Waianae. Michael Beasley made good on the extra point, and Waianae and Iolani went to the half deadlocked in a 7-7 tie.
On the first play of the second half, Iolani's Ross Nishioka finds running room to the left side before he is blasted to the turf by Waianae's Kurt Gouveia. On the next play, it's Kurt Gouveia again, this time deep in the secondary. He intercepts a Matt Bright pass. Then Gouveia picks and chooses his way to the Iolani 28-yard line. But Waianae then has poise problems. Beasley corrects his wide receivers, then tries to take the snap from offensive guard Kiha Gouveia. By the time Beasley lines up right, a penalty is called. Beasley then throws caution aside and goes for the touchdown. But Iolani's Derek Watanabe is there to intercept for a touchback. Later in the third quarter, Iolani shows some razzle and dazzle. Right to Dirk Apau, but Apau's pass is off the fingertips of Steve Wong. 2 plays later, however, Bright is right on target. Wong makes the catch, and Iolani is on the move. On the next play, Randy Kobayashi launches himself into Waianae territory, fumbles the ball, but the officials say it was after the whistle. The drive continues. Nishioka tries to keep the drive going, but is greeted rudely by Waianae's Joe Cruz. Iolani must punt it away. Later in the corner, Waianae's Tilson Kekua tries the left side, and he gets 8 yards. Then Iolani's Junior Tufono stonewalls the middle, unloading on James Woodard, and then getting to Michael Beasley. Waianae punts it back. The fourth quarter begins with Ross Nishioka getting a block from pulling guard Steven Sasaki, then high-stepping 16 yards to the 46-yard line. 3 plays later, Matt Bright's faking fools our cameraman. Nishioka's sweep nets only a couple of yards, but a late hit by Robin Saragosa gives Iolani the ball on the Waianae 28. 2 plays later, Saragosa is back to redeem himself with an ankle tackle on Scott LeBoy for a 1-yard loss. On 4th down at the 29, Iolani from the shotgun. Bright fakes to Apau, but a blitz by Edmund Kiala forces Bright to throw early. Waianae takes over. But the Sea Riders' fortunes turn sour when linebacker Gabriel Wee fights his way through 2 blockers to sack Beasley. Iolani takes over the ball with 7:09 left to play in the game. Scott LeBoy angles inside the Waianae 40. 2 plays later, LeBoy tunnels through a hole at the line of scrimmage and carries for a first down at the Waianae 31. Then Randy Kobayashi headbutts his way to the Waianae 26. The clock keeps running. However, on the next play, Nishioka's knee gives way. He goes down at the 30 and must be carried from the field with his injury. Just over 4 minutes are left to play in the game. Iolani goes back to work through the air. Bright finds Wong wide open at the Waianae 20, enough for a first down. 3 minutes, 57 seconds are left to be played. Kobayashi on the next play struggles to the 17. Then Scott LeBoy follows pulling guard Steven Sasaki and gets just outside the 10. It's enough for a first down. Kobayashi then backs his way to the 8-yard line in a swarm of blue shirts. Kobayashi again, this time to the 6. The clock continues to run. On 3rd down, Kobayashi stumbles for no gain. 57 seconds are left. It's 4th down. The game now rests with kicker Ken Yonamini. Matt Bright will hold. Watch now. The snap will be high, and Bright will have trouble. Yonamini has to adjust his step ever so slightly. The kick is off to the left, and the score remains tied at 7. Waianae now has a chance, but Arthur Suarez gets the ball and picks up only 2. On the next play, Beasley goes to the air, complete to tight end Douglas Brandt, out to the 36. Clock ticking. On the next play, however, Beasley has nowhere to go. Less than 30 seconds are left. Beasley tries the quick pattern to John Ancott. John cannot hold on. With 18 seconds left, Beasley goes for the bomb. It's tipped by John Alaile Faleula and is intercepted by Derek Watanabe. Iolani has the ball. 8 seconds remaining. Bright throws to Apau up the far sideline. It's out of bounds. No good. 2 seconds left. Apau with a desperation wing-back pass. It is overthrown, and the 1980 Prep Bowl ends in a 7-7 tie.